Hello, folks. We're back with some more Zenless 0 after what must have been several days of absence, or at least it feels like it anyway. And Chapter 2 of Season 2 finally dropped, and we got some new stuff to do, an event quest, a main chapter, stuff here, impending crash of waves, and Tales of Midsummer Dreams, and also Endless Tower, which I'm going to look into. All new program giveaway, of course. And we're still working on the whole sorry, it's my dad and my cat, and I'm just like, ugh. I'm broadcasting here. Anyway, we still have the whole slow as molasses temple stuff happening, and it's very, very tiresome. Extremely tiresome. And I saved up like 3,000 polychromes, which allowed me to get like 30 master tapes, and I used them in an attempt to get Miyabi yesterday, so that way I could potentially get her and get it over with. And I scored an S agent, except it wasn't Miyabi. It ended up being Soldier 11. So I basically saved 30 or so tapes with the express purposes of getting Miyabi done, so I could potentially save up for Yanagi, or if I felt lucky enough, perhaps even get the new character, but instead the game punished me, punished my frugality by just handing me Soldier 11 instead, which sucks. You know, I wouldn't mind this if it was in the regular star-studded cast channel here. Like, okay, that's where you could get Soldier 11, or Lycon, or Kaleda, or Grace, etc. But for whatever reason, they don't do that. They instead folded them even into the super tapes. So now I've wasted basically several days worth of polychromes, including the big batch that I got previously, only to, with the express purposes of getting Miyabi early, only I got robbed instead, and I'm very, very pissed off over that. So, the grind continues, I guess. Not much I can do about it. But anyway, before we get the main stuff going, let's go see what's going on at the relating to HIA, because I know there's somebody waiting outside the video store. It didn't show polychromes in the sub menu, but we'll take a look-see. Oh, it's Kylie. Didn't she come out here previously? I think she did. You're finally here, Manager. Did you come this way just to ambush me? Kylie hesitated, cautiously scanning the bustling crowd around her before speaking in a lower voice. Manager, this is a serious matter. Let's head back to the HIA club first. It's not exactly something worth bragging about. Sounds like a major headache. I'm getting more and more curious. I'll give you all the details once we go to club. No time to waste. Let's roll. No problem. Okay, what's the big event they have this time? Where should I start? After the last battle trial, staff accidentally discovered a hidden vulnerability while maintaining the next-gen VR system. Some hackers exploited that vulnerability to create an impossible ultra-hard level, and our feedback inbox is practically bursting with player complaints. You're talking about a hidden level? Floor -1? You've noticed the loophole too, eh? Long story short, after that, we patched up the vulnerability, included the security system upgrade to the version update for Battle Trial. Isn't that a good thing, though? Yeah, and that's not all. To amp up the immersion and engagement during the trial, we've thoughtfully brought over the boss battle arenas and their stats. This way you can vividly recall the overwhelming pressure you felt when you first encountered them. Is that what I asked for? After all, it's all about challenging yourself, so you brought me here for... Oh, sorry, I always get a bit carried away when talking about user experience. Truth is, fixing the bug didn't make us any safer, it actually brought even bigger trouble our way. The anonymous hacker who exploited the loophole wasn't happy about this, seeing the security system update for battle trials as a direct provocation. After that, whoever it was completely breached our battle trial system. Isn't that a bit too quick? This guy's pretty good. We're still working on recovery. Situation's urgent. That's why I had no choice but to come ask you for help. Me taking on hackers? Do I look like a super hacker to you? Why, yes, actually. You're good at it. No, to be precise, we hope you can complete the latest round of battle trial. After breaching the trial system, the hacker completely overhauled it. They claim if someone can beat this round of battle trial, they'll hand back control of the VR system. Challenge letter, Is that why you found me? At this point, we can only count on you. Kind-hearted manager, savior of HIA Club, ace player of battle trial. Keep going. We shall sing an ode to your courage, but I must warn you, due to hackers' interference, difficulty level of the highest battle trials increased significantly compared to our initial design, especially when it comes to requirements of combat skills. Things like perfect dodge, combat moves, team combat. But for you, manager, these techniques must be second nature to you in real battles already. Yeah, assuming the controls aren't gimped anyway. I believe you can thwart the hacker schemes and restore the glory of battle trial. Alright, I'll do it. Oh, wait a minute. Battle trial. Did I do... No, I don't think I ever did. Well, I did actually check out the battle trial on my own time a while ago, but I didn't get very far into it. I also attempted 2 of these. This one, shoulder to shoulder. I didn't even know that's what this was about, to be honest. And for whatever reason, the shoulder to shoulder one I was able to do, but the double chain and the assist counter, I did not understand it. I tried it, and nothing really worked. I did not get it at all. So... Okay, what does Lila want? Oh, it's just the new boss enemy that came with the coming of Chapter 2 of Season 2. So... Okay, so that's gone. Maybe. Deadly Assault, which I can't really do because of the level 70. Yeah, I don't know. This can be put on the back burner. So anyway... So yeah, and again, I'm still crawling through the Swabian Temple Restoration, which is frankly the worst activity in the game by far because of how slow it is when I just want it to be over with already. And I'm willing to also bet that the Midsummer, which I have well over a month to do, is technically after impending Crash of Waves, so I might as well do the Crash of Waves stuff. Oh, I wish I had been given Miyabi already. I really wish I did, but no, I got Soldier 11 instead. Also, another thing, I tried out the new character Yuzuha, who we've seen show up a couple of times, at least twice to my recollection, but she, next to, Monado, and she's basically a support fighter physical character from what I understand.
Where are we going? There's no class today.
And I have no idea who this character is as of yet, other than the fact that she carries a Tanuki with her as a pet, and she's cute. I like her. Her fiery red hair reminds me heavily of Kaleda, but a lot more braided, of course. And she has a very, very jiggly behind, like Trigger, and she has a very, very delectably smug expression. Yeah, the face definitely won me over. It really did. It really did. Also, don't let the sweater fool you. She's actually stacked. Don't believe me?
Hear a summer story?
Here's a preview. Decent behind, and yeah, she doesn't have a bust as big as Evelyn's or Astra or even freaking Caesar or Bernice, but no, she definitely has some nice plumpiness to them all the same. So, not giant going out, but definitely round enough to catch anyone's attention. So certainly not a size A, I definitely will say. So
there's no class today.
Don't let the jacket fool you, folks. She actually has more packing than she looks. But anyway, as for the gameplay side of things, well, I tried her out privately because I had other stuff I had to worry about, and I was just trying to get as much Polychrome related stuff I could out of the way. And I don't get this character. Mind you, I've only had a limited time spent with her off screen with experimenting just to see what the heck her deal is. And I'm kind of struggling to understand how she operates. From what I understand, she is a support character. Like, who's a good comparison? I guess Lucy, Well, with the whole, Tanuki going around shooting ranged attacks, and she uses her umbrella like a shield. But she feels very strange. Like, I tried to do certain moves with her in one of the other game modes at Scott Outpost, and I didn't really get her yet. Maybe I will eventually, but who knows? Anyway, let's go start the main mission, shall we? I feel I've chatted quite enough. And now Belle's here, and she's wearing the outfit, so... Yep. Oh, Wise, it's you. Okay, I'm just making sure that my speeches were going through the microphone. I really need a new headset. Problem is, they're all hell of expensive. And the cheapest ones are these freaking earbuds with the mini low-quality microphone. So I'm kind of screwed. You all look so serious. What are you guys talking about? Perfect timing, Junior. I was just about to call for you. You got a minute? There's something I want to discuss. Senior Yinhu, please wait a moment. Or, yes, yes.
Junior, you remember Damien, right? The head of Porcelumex in Wi-Fi Peninsula. He sent someone to us with a banquet invitation.
He did he?
A banquet invitation?
This better not be a trap. The last banquet that we infiltrated didn't go very well.
Judging by the looks on your faces, I thought he had sent some sort of legal notice.
He wouldn't dare. If it weren't for all of us from Yunque Summit helping him take care of the Exaltists, he wouldn't be living the good life now. But as for the invitation, it does seem to have a connection with the corruption incident.
It makes sense. Don't bite the hand that fed you.
Here's the situation. Even though Top suppressed any media about the Exaltists causing chaos in Wi-Fi Peninsula, news had already spread citywide.
Yep, too big and too noisy of an incident to cover up.
The production of Porcelume is super important, and neither Tops nor Porcelumex can pretend that nothing happened. So, over the next 2 weeks, Tops will lead a security investigation in Wi-Fi Peninsula and urge a swift return to business as usual.
But what does the security investigation have to do with the banquet?
Think about it, Junior. With an investigation happening, many relevant people will have to come to Wi-Fi Peninsula. Porcelumex has to fulfill its duties as a host and entertain everyone.
Put on a show and impress people so they don't get bored and ignore you.
Although the security investigation doesn't involve Yunque Summit, that Damien kid is pretty cunning. He'll leverage all his connections and resources to get closer to us.
Not to mention, we were directly involved in the whole thing, so by having us show up, we're basically walking ammunition for Damien to say, hey, these people were there, they saw the whole thing, they can vouch for what happened, you don't have to doubt me. Basically, he has an alibi and eyewitnesses to be straight with people.
Senior Shuyuan told me that right after the corruption incident was over, Damien sent a generous gift, but Shifu turned it down. We were just discussing whether we should attend this banquet.
Might as well.
Shifu doesn't want Yunque Summit to get too close to Porcelumex, and honestly, I have to agree. But since we're operating in Wi-Fi Peninsula, we still have to do our best to maintain a working relationship with Damien.
It's kind of like the whole Jedi and the Republic intertwining. Kind of like, yeah, we're supposed to be peacekeepers, not soldiers for a government, but we're kind of, well, joined at the hip either way, so what do we do in that situation?
If you ask me, now is the perfect time to attend such a banquet.
Huh? Why is that?
Shifu and Senior Shuyuan returned to Yunque Summit a while ago and won't be back anytime soon. If the three of us attend the banquet, it'll show Damien some respect without drawing too much attention. Besides, he already knows Shifu isn't around, so it's not like she's deliberately avoiding him.
Aren't you forgetting somebody?
The three of us? Aren't you forgetting someone?
Oh, you mean Senior Fufu? Well, we happened to learn yesterday that she had failed her arithmetic course, so Shifu called her back overnight for remedial lessons. I'm afraid she won't be able to make the banquet this time.
For shame.
I didn't expect the academic standards at Yunque Summit to be so strict. Getting back to the point, I think your reasoning earlier makes a lot of sense. We should go to the banquet.
I agree. Besides, I have a feeling that there'll be some pretty influential guests at the banquet. We might be able to gather some useful information.
All right, it's settled then. We'll do Porcelumex a favor and attend the banquet.
Wise, the Porcelumix banquet is set for tomorrow night at the banquet hall on the second floor of Yum Jasin. Ah, they're over there, are they? So Yuncha-sin isn't just a run-of-the-mill diner. They even have a second floor of higher quality. It reminds me of a restaurant near where I live called Antonio's, where the first floor is like the general food market / restaurant floor, and then the second floor is the more higher tier, more expensive floor. That's what it reminds me of. Nowadays, I don't really like Antonio's that much. Let's just say the food got way too cheaply produced, and the rosemary chicken that I loved the first time just got more and more watered down and lesser quality until I couldn't stand it anymore. Now I hate the very thought of going there because I've been let down increasingly one too many times. Like, I get it, not every restaurant can have a good day. Sometimes they have a bad day too. But when you've done it repeatedly over and over again, at what point does one say to themselves, you know what, why do I keep coming back? Y'all keep disappointing me. But that's what it reminds me of, that kind of restaurant. General first floor, upper tier, second floor. Let's meet up in front of Yumcha-sin. Luffy, Sunguz, I'm doing the quest too. What a coincidence. Yeah, I meant to I kind of wanted to do it yesterday, but when it came out, but I didn't have any time, and I wanted to start it earlier today too, but other stuff got in the way, so I'm finally getting it done, so it makes sense. I mean, it's only been 2 days. And I would have gotten Miyabi with all the polychromes I saved, but no, the game just shafted me with Soldier 11 instead, so now I gotta grind all over again. Blah. Season 2, Chapter 2, Impending Crash of Waves. We're going all beach-themed with Chapter 2, aren't we? I mean, you have the Midsummer thing on top of that, so... The next day, after taking care of some personal matters, evening arrives. Understandable. Yup.
Belle and Senior Yinhu must have gone to Yamcha-sin. Better go meet them there.
Since when does Wise talk in-game like this? That's a first. Or have I just failed to notice? Okay, we're at Chinese Antonio's over here. Why, you sure took your sweet time getting here. Senior Yinhu and I are starving. Yuzuha is really fun, too, and beach time, baby. Yeah, I tried Yuzuha earlier off screen with, on account of the whole updated, Scott Outpost stuff and the whole character demo. I'm not sure how I feel about her yet. She's a support character, right? So of course I would say in theory is supposed to operate similarly to Lucy, but I don't know. She's a little weird to play with because she seems to have a mix of defense with the umbrella and using the tanuki to do like ranged artillery barrages, and as a result the generic melee is a little weird. So I don't know, I'll probably get used to it until I eventually figure it out. I don't know. Senior Yinhu and I are starving. It's not even mealtime yet and I already ate. I saw some premium tangerine peel the other day and couldn't help but splurge on it. Been pinching pennies ever since. But now it's finally time to treat myself with this feast. To be honest with you, I actually skipped lunch just for this meal. I can sympathize. I've done that too. If I'm expecting big food later, either have a light lunch to hold me over or no lunch and savor it. What's up with you two? Weren't you acting all cool yesterday? Hey, since we're coming anyway, we can't let Porcelumex off easy, right? Now that everyone's here, let's roll. Let's roll out, Autobots. Yes. Welcome to Yumcha Sin, esteemed guests of Porcelumex. Please head to the banquet hall on the second floor. Hello, sweetie. Peachy. Oh, that character design, just woof. Let's head right to the banquet hall. So, next movie date, can we add Sweetie to the roster? We got Venus and Miyabi. So who else can we add for the Gravity Theater for round 2? Okay, I cannot do anything else except this. So you know what? That's what we're doing anyway. You arrive at the banquet hall on the second floor. Yes. Wow, so many people. Looks like this Wi-Fi Peninsula security inspection is a pretty big deal. Yeah, hopefully the food's good and not catered slop from elsewhere that's been sitting around for too long. Then again, this place is the restaurant itself, so naturally the food should be coming directly from downstairs or upstairs if they have a second kitchen. Well, it was a huge mess, and we got to keep our guard up for this investigation. Yeah, you got a point. Even without the Exaltus causing trouble, there's still a lot of conflict between workers and Porcelumex regarding work safety. Be great if we could resolve all the problems as well. Sweetie is just, my god, I need to draw her one day. Oh, I heard there already was that not even a couple of days after Season 2 came out, already the fan art started coming out. I have yet to look up any of it, but I can imagine a good chunk of it, if not most of it, is quite cultured, shall we say. Ugh. Be great if we could resolve all these issues as well. Oh yeah, since Damien sent us the invitation, let's go say hi to him. Hey juniors, your senior's gonna have to pass on this one. I just don't vibe with that Damien kick, so I'll spare myself the headache. Hold on a second, a friend of mine just DM'd me something. Okay, what was I doing? Alright. Yeah, a friend of mine just DM'd me a fact post about how Tim Curry was originally cast as the Joker for Batman the Animated Series, but outside of a few voice lines, he never got the part. Mark Hamill did. It does make me wonder, though, how the animated series would have gone, had Tim Curry been given the job instead fully. I'm also willing to bet that being the Joker, voicing the Joker for too long, drove Hamill a little, well, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, let's just say. Okay, so Pan doesn't want to talk to Damien. Understandable. Yeah, Wise, I can handle it. Wise and I can handle it. Just focus on the food. Try to eat enough for Shifu and the others too. Wise, let's go. Damien's over there. There he is. Anything? Ugh, that is a abnormal looking teapot right there. I get that it's supposed to be a chicken, but seriously, look at that thing. That thing looks like it. That thing is cursed. Ugh. What is this? The private dining room for for Damien, I guess, or somebody else. Another kooky-looking chicken reminds me of the one from Moana. Bagoo! Only fat and not skinny. I never watched Moana. I've been way out of touch when it comes to Disney and even DreamWorks stuff. Oh, Isolde. Oh, she's clearly going to be a major character. I mean, just look at that. She looks like Caesar. Yeah, she looks like Caesar, but more well-dressed. And with much more jade green hair. But the hairstyle is literally the same for the most part. Not as ragged, but very much the same. Isolde. Isn't that like a lady from Arthurian mythology, I think? With the knight Tristan or whatever his name is. Yeah, that's what she looks like to me. She just looks like a more shiny, noble dressed version of Caesar. And really, look at all the other characters in here. There's no other reason why she won't be looking like this unless she was a major character. And depending on what we end up seeing, what if this is the game not so subtly hinting that, oh yeah, this is going to be another playable character. I mean, I'm only assuming, but that's what it looks like. I got the inclination that was also going to happen with Monado because he's way over-designed compared to all the other characters, which made me think, oh, he's definitely going to be playable too. And if I recall correctly, a little teaser came out that showed him carrying a greatsword, which makes me happy because I so desperately want there to be a greatsword swinging maniac in this game. And Monado definitely fit the part from just looking at him. I didn't even know about the greatsword until someone brought it up, and they were like, "You're actually closer to being right than you think." So funny how that works. Does playing the Joker really take that big a toll on your mind? I mean, I guess when you play for a certain character for so long, it starts to probably not be very good. I mean, then again, look at what happened to Heath Ledger. He went so deep into the abyss with that version of the Joker that he unalived himself. And Hamill, well, he's just out to lunch nowadays. I mean, I partly joke, but still. The guy was so crazy, even Blue Sky didn't want him. I love him as Luke Skywalker, but that's basically it. That's basically it. And anyway, let me shut up and go do what we should be doing. Hey, Damien.
Ah, the mystics from Yunquay Summit have arrived.
Indeed.
As the host, having at least you two and Master Pun show up for this dinner banquet is truly an honor.
I would have brought my silver-haired wife, Yishuen, but unfortunately she's unavailable right now.
Judging from your tone, are you upset that our Shifu isn't here?
By the way, there was a special cutscene that ZZZ released on YouTube that involved Yishuen having a sparring match with Miyabi, and I am curious as to further what the history of those two characters are, because apparently they acted like they knew each other in that short. So I hope to see them interact in the actual game itself eventually.
Judging from your tone, are you upset that our Shifu isn't here?
Not at all. You're all disciples that Ishwen Shifu trusts deeply. Even from afar in Yunquay Summit, she entrusted you to attend on her behalf. This in itself is a gesture I can appreciate. Please, Make yourselves at home tonight and enjoy the banquet. If there's anything you'd like to eat that's not being served, just let me know directly.
Teasingly or intently?
With so many people here for the security investigation, do you still have time to worry about our dinner?
It's part of my responsibility to take care of the guests. But I understand what you mean, Master Wise.
So he wasn't offended. He was actually sharing the same concern.
Considering that the Exaltus appeared in Yfe Peninsula, and Porsalumex is responsible for security, I might seem a bit too relaxed. To be honest with you both, although my official title is General Manager of Porsalumex and Yfe Peninsula, my main responsibility is actually overseeing production. Hollow Security was originally managed by someone else, who was appointed by corporate executives. Though, of course, they have since been relieved of that responsibility.
I see now. No wonder you were so willing to provide us with clues earlier. It wasn't your head on the chopping block. It seems like it won't be long before you have full control over security, too.
Come now. No need to be cheeky. Things have been rather difficult for me. I'm lucky just to be holding on to my current role, especially with how nerve-wracking it's been getting everything ready for the security investigation. But after seeing the guest list with my own eyes earlier, I finally felt a bit of relief.
How so?
Why is that?
Ha! Why don't you have a look for yourselves?
Well, we have a more demure-looking version of Caesar walking around, so...
There are quite a few guests at tonight's banquet, but in reality, they all fall into just a few categories.
Especially Miss Isolde right there, who's a category in and of herself, and they would not be showing this character off if they either she wasn't going to be very big in the plot, or B, big in the plot, and I don't mean just big in the, eyes, if you know what I mean, but also possibly playable. So those are the two A and B options that I'm getting with that gal over there.
Senior officials from TOPS. The fact that everyone who was invited has turned up is a clear indicator that the connection between TOPS and Porsalumex remains strong. Their presence allows us to demonstrate to the military and government that TOPS is fully committed to the safety of Yfe Peninsula. We also sent invitations to the relevant city government departments, but no one showed up, which suggests that the government doesn't want to get involved in the sensitive matters happening between TOPS and the military and Yfe Peninsula. They would prefer to steer clear and let us work things out on our own.
You would think they would get involved since, government, military, those two things tend to be joined at the hip.
I heard that TOPS and the military often have conflicts regarding porcelain issues, but it seems the situation is even worse than I expected.
Then again, New Eridu does seem to be a pretty heavily corporate-owned city, so I guess even the government is second fiddle.
It is a serious matter, but not something we avoid discussing. The military is the biggest buyer of porcelain, and by controlling Yfe Peninsula, TOPS essentially controls their most critical resource. So, it would prove quite difficult if the military chooses to take this chance to cause trouble.
It seems that knowing the identities of the military guests here today is key to understanding the situation.
Correct. Do you see that lady over there? She's the military's representative.
But she's not wearing a Defense Force uniform. Isn't this supposed to be a formal event?
That's because Miss Isolde is not a military officer. She's a research consultant.
Research consultant, eh?
Instead of sending high-ranking officers, they hired a civilian to attend, which sends a clear message. They don't intend to investigate this matter further. Of course, though production was limited after the corruption incident, Porsalumex didn't delay any orders from the military. So, it appears they have acknowledged our sincerity.
I see. There's no more pressure from TOPS' executives, the government, or the military. But who are the remaining guests? There are quite a few older individuals here too.
Those are members of the inspection team, leading experts in the ether industry. They'll be overseeing the security investigation while providing us with valuable insights. It took great effort to invite these academic giants.
Dear guests, may I have your attention for just a moment? It is my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you here today.
Looks like it's time for the real hosts to give their speech.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Dear guests, thank you for coming to Phylum Heights to participate in the Wi-Fi Peninsula security investigation. I am Lucro, Co-Chief Executive Officer of the Porcelumex Group.
That is an ugly, ugly outfit. Ugly as sin outfit. Yuck. Ooh. Nice taste of dress you got there. What's your name? Lucro? Yeah. You're definitely not going to be turning heads with that one. At least not in the way you think. Not unless you have enough money to bribe them for it. Ugh.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Ferox, also Co-Chief Executive Officer.
Well, he has a slightly cooler name. I'll give him that. Ferox. That's a Greek word, if I recall correctly. I think it means ferocious.
I've seen Lucro and Ferox on TV before. They run Porcelumex together. So are those two your direct superiors?
Apparently.
That's right. After the fall of the old capital, Porcelumex's management went through a major reshuffle. Those two were the ultimate victors, but now they're secretly competing against each other.
Well, of course. They're both at the top and they don't want to share, even though they're filthy rich as it is. Then again, it's the same with government positions too. Once they're in, they don't want to share either. So either way, same problem, different variable. Is it okay for you to talk about your superiors like that?
Is it okay for you to talk about your superiors like that?
And of course, the politicians that go on about, equity and fairness and blah, 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 blah. Well, all that, Marxist speak. Well, they don't mean fairness for all the rich and powerful. They mean everyone else who's far below them has to be equal in misery while they grift off all the riches and go get to party with the elites themselves. Just like dear old Carl.
I completely trust both of you, so I feel comfortable speaking openly. The previous head of security was one of Ferox's trusted subordinates, but now he's been dismissed. Both of the big bosses are eager to fill that position with their own people.
Uh-huh.
The reason I was able to become the nominal head of Wi-Fi Peninsula was because I don't belong to either side, so I can't disrupt the balance of power in this competition.
So he's kind of a wild card and not at the same time. He's neutral.
But the price of remaining neutral is that I've completely lost any chance of moving up. And if I were to take sides, it could come at a fatal cost, destroying everything I've worked so hard to build.
So if he does do anything, he's screwed. And if he can't, but if he doesn't do anything, he's basically he won't be able to move up, but he at the very least sits nice and comfortable where he is. So, yeah, kind of an immovable position. Not unless something else happens.
We will work closely with everyone here to reinforce our security measures and deliver a report to the public that we can be proud of. Ladies and gentlemen, the security investigation will officially begin tomorrow. For now, please relax and enjoy the banquet.
I'll take the chicken.
Well, the big shots have finally finished their speeches. Thank you both for accompanying me. It's the only reason my good mood's still intact. Enjoy the banquet. I've got to go face some heat from my superiors now. If you'll excuse me.
Take care.
Wise, what should we do now that Damien's left?
Talk to the Dami Mommy Caesar clone over there.
I want to look around the banquet hall. After everything Damien said, I'm curious about the guests. He plays things close to the vest, so it's hard to know what to believe.
That's another way of saying close to the chest that I've never heard of.
All right, I'll take a look around too. Catch you later.
So she does have some fighting experience, so from working with the investigative team, so hint hint wink wink. Such a major incident in Wi-Fi has caused great alarm. We have betrayed your trust with our negligence. That was Ferox. No, everyone knows the risks of producing porcelain in the Hollow, and who knows when those Exaltus might pop up again. Impressive how Damien, the head of your Wi-Fi branch, acted decisively to root out the Exaltus, preventing even bigger losses. It's rare to see such gumption in young people these days, all thanks to Mr. Lucro's constant guidance. Aw, you flatter me, but it's really all thanks to Mr. Ferox's keen eye for talent, finding such a gem like this. Yes. Ugh, that guy's dress is way too goofy for me to do a Megatron impression. It's the purple coloration that makes me think Decepticons and the way they carry themselves, too. Look at you two being all formal with each other. Spent all day hunched over our desks, so it's rare we get to head out like this. Just think of this trip to Wi-Fi as a little vacation. Yeah, especially from all the back problems. Look at that poor old lady right there. She's probably had to sit at the desk for so long. She's all bent out of shape. Literally. We're truly grateful for your kind words. Wi-Fi isn't quite like the throne quarter, so please excuse our humble hospitality. By the way, where did Luffy Sun God go off to? Anyway, with Porcelumex hosting, how can anything be less than perfect? Top's guests at the venue appear relaxed, definitely not looking like they're here to hold Porcelumex accountable. On the contrary, Lucro and Ferox remain hostile in their exchanges, even in front of Top's executives. Damien says he hasn't sided with either party, and it seems to be true. But just thinking about dealing with those two higher-ups gives me a stomachache. Props to him for managing to walk that tightrope. I wouldn't. I'd rather have a nice, comfortable, isolated position away from working with a couple of big shots like them. Too much pressure, too much of a headache. Inspection expert. Professor Walker, how's that project you mentioned coming along? I think it has real potential. The direction looks promising, but the requirements for experimental equipment and environment are too high. I'm getting headaches every day over funding issues. Better make the most of this chance. With all the Top's VIPs here, all it takes is a little nod and boom, it's a done deal, right? I'm on good terms with some of them. Want me to introduce you? Yes, please, thank you. It's no big deal, but you and your star pupils should think about helping me with my research project too, right? Sure will. Many experts in the inspection team seem to know each other. Other than focusing on duties as part of inspection team, everyone seems more interested in their own research projects. Well, it's only human nature. But if they get Tops as a sponsor, they can't really say anything about affairs in the Wi-Fi Peninsula anymore, right? Wrong. Or maybe right. I don't know. I'm just being autistic. Hey, Mish, we're out of Lazuli Char Siu here. Better restock soon. Alright, please wait a moment. I'll head to the kitchen and take care of that for you. Hey, no rush. I heard Porcelumix brought in a special guest chef today. Gotta know how to make lobster 3 ways, right? Let's start with 3, each prepared differently. Remember, for the vermicelli and steamed one, go easy on the oyster sauce and the garlic paste, and don't forget to add sea urchin when making the creamy baked version. Alright, got it. Whoa, you're straight up ordering. Hehe, we're just getting started. Time to show you what this panda thyron is made of. Alright, if I can't finish my food, I can get it packed to go, right? Yes, of course. Poor freaking panda is stressing out the poor waitress. Like, dude, she's, this is probably the most stressful night of her life. Maybe, lay off a bit. Anyway. Hold up, you're getting it to go? Sure, takeout might not taste quite as good, but with these top-notch ingredients, I can work some magic when I get home and turn it into another amazing meal. Saves a ton of money, too. Listen up, miss. I want 3 portions of each of these. Braised goose feet in abalone sauce, duck in a treasure pot, amber custard pastries, crab meat, coin dumplings, vegetable crystal shumai. Oh, right. Just throw in a couple of ounces of that lingzi, however you say it, mushroom from the beef bone soup with wolfberries. My senior brother's been having trouble sleeping lately, and it's getting worse. This will be a perfect new nourishing meal for him. I feel bad for the poor waitress. Oh, God. After that, I've already made a round to the banquet hall. Time to meet up with Belle. Well, no, Yuzuha. It's Yuzuha, right? Is that how you say it? Yes, that is how you say it. And no Alice yet, the other character. Nobody in here yet? Nope. So far, same set of characters.
Wise, you're back. Find anything interesting?
From what I saw, the security investigation doesn't seem as serious as I imagined. The experts and TOPS representatives were even chatting and laughing together. What everyone cares about isn't the Exaltists, or even the safety of Wi-Fi Peninsula, but how to get the porcelain supply back on track.
Gotta get the dough flowing, right? The spice must flow.
Yeah, I had the same feeling. The security investigation seems more like a ritual for the city's upper circles to align their intentions, and just a way to reassure the public.
Bread and circuses.
Even if there are some safety risks with production inside the Hollow, as long as they're not too serious, I'm sure they'll just sweep them under the rug. But, come on, let's not worry about that now. It's not every day Porcelumix is picking up the tab. Let's enjoy the meal. Come on, let's enjoy a proper meal, Wise.
All right.
Wow, the ingredients
Enjoy.
today are top.
My apologies, miss.
It's okay.
I'm terribly sorry.
Excuse me, you dropped something.
Oh, sorry about that.
Here.
Thank you both very much. Oh, you're with the safety inspection team. Wow, you look so young. And you're already an expert in the ether industry? Sorry, I must excuse myself. Did I say something wrong?
Young lady, seems you're completely at a loss.
If I'm not mistaken, you're the military research consultant.
That's right. My name's Isolde. That girl and I are both decorative props. Just here for show.
She has a beauty mark on the inner corner of her eye. That's interesting. Normally, it's on the outer area of the eye that you ever see a beauty mark on for well, women characters in anime in general. I guess they were like, I guess they were, I guess the design team was like, oh, hey, boss, I know you like your beauty marks on your girl characters, but we've used up the same spot on several characters already. I think we need a new one. It's like, fine, put it on the inner side of the face instead. Kind of looks a little silly to me, but okay. After learning about the inspection team from Miss Isolde, you bid her goodbye and have a delicious dinner. That cutscene with Alice's introduction and her name tag has been making the rounds on the YouTube shorts due to the bounciness of where the tag was attached to. I'm just saying. Anyway, late that night after Porcelain Mix's welcome banquet has ended. Jeez, why did I have a delicious meal? Okay, I read that part. Late that night after Porcelain Mix's welcome banquet had ended in a luxury suite prepared by Porcelain Mix for the inspection team. Aww. What's wrong, miss?
The time fields.
That's time like the herb, and not time like father time. We only just met the character and already she's sobbing like a wet rag. What's going on here?
Not only one of the oldest noble families in New Eridu, but also a renowned name in the field of science.
Oh, the time fields is the name of a family, huh? So, okay, let's see.
The patent for the anti-corruption medicine widely used on the market today belongs to your grandfather.
And she's also a Thyran, too. She's got animal ears on the top of her head. But what kind? I have no idea.
If this respected and prestigious surname appears on the investigation team roster, the citizens will surely feel more at ease. The time field. Not only one of the oldest noble families in New Eridu, but also a renowned name in the field of science. The patent for the anti-corruption medicine widely used on the market today belongs to your grandfather. If this respected and prestigious surname appears on the investigation team roster, the citizens will surely feel more at ease.
You flatter me. It's just that my grandfather is seriously ill right now, so...
He's got a wolf Thyran bodyguards. So, her grandfather and the family associated with created the anti-corruption medicine everyone uses. And he's old and ill now, is he? I do not like the way Damien looks right here in this comic panel. It's not very subtle.
I really don't think he can handle this.
You misunderstand me. As I just said, all I need is this surname to appear on the list. Aren't you a time field as well?
But I'm just a student. I'm nothing like my grandfather.
Miss, I'm sure you've heard that the corruption outbreak in Waifei Peninsula is closely tied to the failure of anti-corruption medicine. Porcelumex has every right to file a lawsuit against your family and hold you accountable.
It wasn't really just the failure of the medicine, they were getting actively sabotaged.
The reason? Your family concealed major risks involved in the purification process of the medicine.
That's complete nonsense. It was clearly the Exaltists who...
So what? The media doesn't care about the truth. They just want to see a once honorable family brought to ruin.
That is true. People are, especially mobs of people, are more fickle than cats. They will like you one moment and then want to see you burn the next.
Miss, the honor of the Timefield family now rests entirely on your shoulders. Think carefully, for your ailing grandfather's sake. I wouldn't want anything unfortunate to happen to the old man either.
Grandpa, did I make a mistake? What should I do?
Does she have heterochromia in her eyes? Because one's orange and one's yellow. Also, her little corset dress thing has what is that? A mood meter face or something? It looks like a face from Paro from Gundam or something. So, what? He's putting Alice and her family on the spot on account of the fact that the anti-corruption medicine was sabotaged, and saying, hey, I need you to do so-and-so to save face, even if you don't like it, because people are blaming you for what happened, even though it wasn't exactly your fault. It was the Exaltus making, a reverse medication, which was directly harming people. So, okay, poor Alice has been put on the spot. Poor thing.
What's going on?
Nothing good, probably. When did this turn back into a horror game? What's going on here?
What's that?
Do I need to get the Fatal Frame camera? I mean... I guess so. A few minutes later, inside Swabian Temple, a series of urgent knocks on the door wakes you up.
Wise. You're up too?
I just dreamed that you told Eos to learn the drums. Oh, okay. Knocky sound right now. It wasn't my imagination, right?
The knocking on the door, it wasn't my imagination, right?
It wasn't just my imagination. Someone really was knocking. I'm pretty sure I heard Signorine who answer the door. Wise, let's go check it out too. There must be something urgent if someone's showing up at this hour.
Also, I find it funny how Yuzuha is like the first character to be brought to be put on auction, and yet we're given Alice directly first in the story instead. Then again, we were shown. Then again, a bunch of characters that were shown or could be shown early on didn't turn up until way later anyway, like Miyabi. With when you go to Scott Outpost for the first time. Hot damn, this place is nicely decorated. You could live here. Okay, why does he have a yellow on him? I already read this. I don't know why it had yellow glowing on it, but okay. Okay, let's check Bellion again for the umpteenth time. Not close enough. Oh, would you look at that? Look what the Thyron dragged in.
Master Pun, that glowing thing really appeared outside my window. I swear on the honor of the Timefield family.
I was not expecting Alice to be, well, this timid. From what I initially thought, I was expecting a character similar to Lucy, because from minor spoiler alert, they seem to, from what I saw and seen hinted at, they seem to know each other. You know, rival families with spunky young teenage to 20-something daughters, or daughter-esque. And nope, I was not seeing things. She is in fact a she does in fact have heterochromia. One eye is orange and the other is yellow.
Let's put the vows away for now, Missy. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's people swearing oaths and this and that.
Luffy says, just found out that you can play as Alice in the new story and she feels nice and smooth. Oh, that's interesting. Which is funny because normally I'm used to it where a character that's new and introduced it isn't playable until the chapter they're given. Let me rephrase that. I was expecting Yuzuha to be playable first, or at least be introduced first, because her banner is currently live right now, and Alice comes later. So it kind of feels like it's all been kind of put in reverse, weirdly enough. So I don't know. I guess they were like, you know what, we did the whole character show up and is playable here or there with the previous ones. Why don't we just let them have a taste anyway? We cooked long enough to make them playable anyway as an appetizer. I don't know, I'm just speculating.
I believe what you said is true. Why else would you have come all the way here in the middle of the night, right? But I really couldn't follow all that about a boom and shadow crooked by 20 degrees. Sure, we at Yunquay Summit practice mystic arts, but ghost hunting and monster chasing aren't exactly our specialty.
I mean, you have a freaking H.P. Lovecraft dome right outside your doorstep, out in the sea. I think, I'm pretty sure monster chasing is already part of your specialties, Pan. Just saying.
To be precise, it was crooked by 22 degrees to the left. I remember that clearly. But I admit I was a bit abrupt earlier. My apologies.
Okay, so the corset thing on her tummy is a mood reader of sorts. Because look at the face, it's different.
It's not that I've misunderstood the mystic arts. I've come because a friend told me that Mr. Wise and Miss Bell are currently staying here, and she trusts them.
I'm guessing she means Lucy, right? So the Montefios and the Thimefields, that's what it is? Or I'm guessing they know each other quite well, I would imagine so. Senior Yinhu, who was knocking just now? What's going on?
We're here, Senior Yinhu. What's going on?
Oh, perfect timing. You two are just who Miss Timefield is looking for.
What? You're Mr. Wise and Miss Bell?
Yep, we've met previously for about 2 seconds.
Hi. I'm Wise, and this is my sister Belle.
Hi! Didn't expect we'd meet again. Alright, Wise, stop staring at me. I know I shouldn't have said that.
Also, it just occurred to me that both Yuzuha and Alice are both have their hairs parted in twin tails or pigtails, whatever you call them. I don't like the term pigtail. I like twin tails better. A pair of double ponytails, except Yuzuha is a redhead and has her, and Alice, of course, is a blonde. But they both have them splayed off into two rows. It's like, okay, that's a little bit too close of a coincidence there, MiHoYo. I think you really had a type going on this time. After a few minutes, Alex explains what had happened earlier. I mean, we already have like half a dozen characters with black and red hair. I guess they wanted to try and break that little stereotype of theirs with a different hairstyle.
I see. So, you spotted an unidentified glowing object outside your window and came here for help. But I didn't expect Lucy to be the one who sent you.
Ah, so she did say it was Lucy. By the way, I have a feeling that little ghost was the Tanuki that hangs around with Yuzuha. I could see the paws under the sheet.
To be honest, Ms. Montefiore and I both attended the Celestia School for Girls. Even after she broke ties with her father and left without a word, we've still always kept in touch.
Ah, so they're not rivals, they're actually friends. Of course, Alice is clearly the more demure of the two, whereas Lucy is the punky, is the spunky punk tsundere.
Actually, I had planned to ask Porcelumix's staff for help with this, but it's late, and I couldn't get in touch with anyone. I can't share all the details, but I'm afraid that by morning, something this strange will just be brushed off and not taken seriously.
After hearing rumors that Alice might only be on the inspection team because of her family name, I asked Fairy to look into the time fields. Turns out she's likely here in place of her grandfather, who's fallen ill.
Yeah, we saw his hospital equipment in the other room while Damien was doing his thing.
We're not sure what exactly happened, but Alice was probably threatened by them. In any case, Porcelumix clearly doesn't take her seriously. The way they're treating her so differently from the other guests is really going over the line.
Since Ms. Montefiore spoke so highly of you both, I'd like to ask for your help in investigating the unidentified object that appeared outside my window.
I also wonder what animal she is a mix of. Because the only thing I'm getting are the ears, and that's all I'm seeing as far as clues go.
As agreed, I'll be staying in Wi-Fi Peninsula for another 2 weeks. And if this issue isn't settled, it's going to be a real problem.
Hey, Wise, what do you think?
Since she's a friend of Lucy's.
Since she's a friend of Lucy's, we should help her out. Our last encounter was a bit awkward, but it was mostly on our end.
Do you charge per case? Or perhaps you work on a daily or hourly rate?
Give me 10,000 master tapes and you have a deal.
If it's about the commission fee, please don't worry. My Ether Dynamics tutor used to charge for every 5 minutes in each lesson.
She's not gonna give me tapes, is she?
Oh, that's no problem. No problem at all. You came here for help, and you're even a friend of someone we know. Of course we'll lend a hand. Don't worry. Here at Yunquei Summit, we're not only skilled in the mystic arts, we're also good at tracking things down and getting to the bottom of mysteries.
So much for that apprehension earlier, Pan. You shouldn't be making this decision on your own.
Senior Yinhu, you shouldn't be making this decision on your own.
And on our behalf, no less.
I'm not making decisions for you. I'm just helping you seize an opportunity.
Thanks, I guess.
Let me tell you, the Timefield family isn't just loaded, they're on a whole nother level. Whether Beeline and the others get paid leave, and whether Senior Fufu gets to eat meat next month, all depend on you two now.
Can you please stop putting more pressure on me, Senior?
Miss Timefield, why don't you stay with us tonight? Get a good night's rest, and after breakfast tomorrow, Junior Wise will go with you to investigate.
Are you both really willing to take this commission? Please don't feel obligated if you'd rather not get involved with the people Porsalumix have brought recently.
We were gonna get involved anyway, so you know what? Fuck it. Come on in. My bedroom's open. No need to worry.
No need to worry, Miss Timefield. If you need help, we're more than willing to take the commission.
Thank you so much. I'll be staying here tonight then.
You help Alice settle in her room at Swabian Temple. Phew! Finally got everything settled. I keep wanting to say senior with the Spanish or Hispanic accent. Because I'm not used to it in any other context. Senior, not senior. Yinhu and Belle have gone back to their rooms. I should head to bed too. 30 lowly polychromes. Well, she did give me polychromes, just not enough. Bah! Not even remotely enough. I wonder what that Chinese character that's very elaborate on the wall means. It's very pretty, though. I think it's multiple characters stacked into one, I think. Looks too elaborate just to be one. Investigation first thing in the morning. Comfy bed, here I come. As expected, you fall asleep the moment you hit the bed, and the next morning... Ring, ring. Mr. Wise, hi, I'm Alice. Your sister just gave me your knock-knock contact. Looking forward to connecting with you. Good morning, Alice. I'm really sorry for reaching out so early and bothering you two. No worries, I was just about to look for you. Alright, I'll be waiting for you at the Swabian Temple atrium. There was a TM there, and I wondered what it was. No idea. Why does he keep glowing yellow? I've already done the dailies. Stop it. So, Bellion. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just calling him Bellion. I don't know how to say his name properly. Oh, that's about to go up in like 14 seconds. I might as well switch. Okay, what do I want to switch it for? Might as well do the shoes, I guess. Wait, they said there was a purple around here, right? Nope, nope, I wanted to talk to him. Oh, he's doing the, he's doing a round at Sweetie for leftovers. They said they'd rather eat at Yunsha than have my cooking. Your own people not wanting to make the food, have the food you make. That's the worst kind of shame for a cook. I ended up sitting at the cable car station for hours. Oh. Maybe the cooking does need work, and I gotta learn from Yumcha Sin to cook dishes that'll change their minds. I see, Pan Shifu. There's no need to feel down about losing to us. He held our ground for many years in Waifei. Our customers are super picky about the food. Cooking's really well known too. I thought about poaching you as our head chef before, just for that alone. Your food's already got a place in everyone's hearts. That's way in. Maybe you want to think twice about ordering every single dish we got here. It's not like you're gonna master our secret recipes just by tasting everything once. Thanks for comfort, but now I feel worse. I won't rest till everyone knows my food's the best. Is there another reason why everyone's saying this? Not enough meat made, not enough variety. Does the food taste different from before? Now that you mention it, that totally could be it. That could totally be it. Good Goods recently stocked new seasonings. Ruya drinks concentrated catnip extract. It was on sale, so I brought a few bottles. Catnip? No wonder it tastes weird. Figured I shouldn't waste them, so I've been adding a few spoonfuls to my cooking for flavor, and I used up half a bottle. Yeah, Shifu came looking for me after dinner. Yinhu, that smell in the food lately. Did you cook on the bamboo mat? Be careful not to set the house on fire. Oh, really? So everyone's just not used to the new seasoning? Here, I thought my cooking wasn't good enough. Perfect. I'll lay off the catnip sauce seasoning for now. I'm going to make some authentic dishes for dinner tonight. Just a misunderstanding. Yep, sounds exactly like something you get caught up in. Senior, stop being such a penny pincher. I know. After all, having everyone just like my cooking would feel way worse than losing all my dennies. I guess you really can't skimp on food expenses. No, you cannot. Try as you might. Seriously. Catnip as seasoning? What is wrong with you? Unless they're a cat tyrant, I mean, well, technically there is one, Fufu. I don't think that's gonna go well with everyone. Okay, little Miss Alice, what are we doing?
Good morning, Mr. Wise. Sorry for causing trouble by showing up so late last night.
No problem. You came to us for help, and really, no need to be so formal. Just call me Wise.
Alright. Then, please, feel free to call me Alice.
You seem a little tired. Did the thought of what you saw outside last night keep you up?
Not at all. Having all of you nearby made me feel quite safe. It's just, the scrolls hanging in the room were all tilted by 2 to 10 degrees, and when I was about to sleep after fixing them, I noticed that the 2 vases by the bed didn't match.
You know, something about this character was really getting at me. First with the whole facial expression ding on the corset, and now the weird obsession with stuff being off kilter and not matching. Is Alice OCD or high functioning autistic? Because she seems to be very obsessed with orderly stuff, and she's got a computer face that does facial expressions like Thomas the Tank Engine or something. Is she possibly on the spectrum? I mean, she also has heterochromia, so maybe she's self-conscious about these kinds of things, of stuff not being in order.
Sorry, you have to see this side of me. This nitpicky habit of mine is a disgrace to my family's name.
Yep, she is definitely OCD like Monk. It's not that bad. Swabian just lives up to its name.
Oh, no. It's not that bad. The Swabian Temple just lives up to its name.
Thank you for understanding. By the way, about that thing I saw outside my window last night. If you don't mind, I'd like to hear your thoughts.
How about we take a look around the lower floor of your building first? Since it appeared outside your window, there might be leads outside.
Okay, sure. Good thing you suggested starting outside. Honestly, I'm a bit ashamed to admit it, but I don't dare step back into that room until we know exactly what I saw.
Nice skirt and stockings, too. Not long like, Miyabi, but still stylish, and I like the dark green teal color. Mr. Wise, why? Shall we head out to investigate the area below my apartment building? Yes.
Alice, let's talk about last night. You said you heard a soft thump followed by a loud bang.
Yes, and it went pitch dark outside the window. I pulled back the curtains and saw large...
Ah, the frickin' dialogue cut. Damn it, I shouldn't have walked too close. Can I see if anything popped up? And there was a glowing skeleton. Okay, I pulled back the curtains and saw large slanted shadows, and there was a glowing skeleton stuck between the shadows and the glass. And then ellipses. So, well, I don't know what it was because the dialogue cut as soon as I went way too close to the stairwell. Annoying. Oh, and I was about to say it, but the character started yapping. Yeah, I can see a little poofy tail coming off of Alice's butt right there, but I couldn't tell you what animal she's a mix of. My first instinct was to say rabbit, but then I see how short the ears are, and that throws me off. So I have no idea what siren animal she's supposed to be. I'll have to look it up later, I guess. Here we are. I'm staying at the building on the left. Right here? Didn't expect such an unremarkable building. Due to the influx of visitors from TOPS and the inspection team, Lumix ran out of rooms in their guest building, so I was arranged to stay here instead. Huh, look at the ground over there. There's all kinds of items scattered around. You're right. A throne, tray, some dropped potted plants. Must have been put on the wall or on top of the vending machine, maybe? A bunch of miscellaneous items are scattered on the ground near the vending machine. Recycling bin for empty cans, flower pots, fresh soil. Where those flower pots come from? When I passed by here yesterday evening, there weren't any around. I don't remember seeing any flower pots here either. Oh, look, there's an identical flower pot on that balcony over there. Can't believe they'd put a flower pot in such a dangerous location. If anyone in our household did something that irresponsible, Mr. Arnold would certainly scold them. I'm guessing he's the butler that we saw side by side with Alice previously. Mr. Arnold. Definitely not Samuel L. Jackson, Jurassic Park, Mr. Arnold, that's for sure. He's our butler. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. I like this character. She's clearly on the spectrum like I am. But isn't annoying. At least I hope not. And I've seen way too many characters that are depicted as autistic done horribly. So hopefully I am not eating my words, and I won't be eating... Hopefully I will not be eating my words. I mean, you have your good versions. Monk, I like. The Blue Ranger in the 2017 Power Rangers movie, he was done nicely. But then you have the little shit from the one Predator movie from 2018 nobody likes to talk about. And rightly so. That character was awful, as was the movie itself. Whether from Shane Black or Fox mismanaging the franchise, I could not say. Frankly, it's no surprise they got bought off by Disney. They kept making too many stupid decisions for years. And now WB is potentially in the very similar spot with all their screw-ups with DC. Anyway, now I'm going off on a tangent. I'm glad you want to chat with me. Maybe it's because you not only took me in when I had nowhere else to go, but you've also been really sweet. I feel at ease around you. Why, thank you. Can I have your number? And the gateway to your reality, so I can escape this one and go into that one. Anyway, I just remembered something. After that skeleton and huge tilted shadow flashed by outside the window, there was another noise from downstairs. It must have been the sound of a falling flower pot. That's another important clue. Balcony with the pots is quite a bit lower than Alice's window. Maybe whatever scared Alice fell to the ground along with the flower pot. Nothing else around here. This is the guest house where Alice lives. Let's look around carefully for any clues. Which floor do you live on? Second to last floor, the one with the advert. The window is right next to the drain pipe on the left side of the billboard. So the little white rectangle one next to the two pipes, right? How big was that shadow? Basically covering the entire window. Huge! Nothing near the window that could support such a massive object. The drain pipes and adverts have very limited capacity. Where'd the dark shadow come from? Ah, I see. What's up? What did you find? Sorry, I was just talking to myself. Yesterday, while I was in my room, I kept hearing noise from around here. Turns out there's a construction site not far from behind. Yeah, I can see a huge tower crane. Wait, a tower crane? Yeah, it's right over there. Look at it. It's got freaking orange icons all over it. Well, when did that one show up? Was that always here? Or am I imagining things? That crane's a little far to be dropping things, don't you think? Overturned beverage box. Did something just squeak? The overturned drinks crate must have been hit by that flower pot, but why would this little box end up all the way down here? Yeah, it's weird for it to be here. Upon closer inspection, there are a number of thin scratches on the surface of the box. No, wait, those look like claw marks from a small animal. You have a gut feeling you're onto something, and before you know it, you lift the box. Yup, paw prints. There's a trail of tiny footprints. That sparkly feeling, it's glow-in-the-dark paint. The exact same color as the glowing skeleton I saw last night. Looks like we found our perp.
Wise, have Have you figured out what happened last night? I have some theories after seeing the footprints, but I want to hear your thoughts first.
Let's start by piecing together what we know so far.
First, about that huge shadow. What do you think it was? And how did it end up outside my window?
Probably cargo hanging from the tower crane.
It was probably from cargo hanging on the tower crane. Cargo was big enough to block the whole window, and the way it vanished without a trace makes sense if we assume it was moved away with the crane. You mentioned hearing a soft thump before the shadow appeared. One of the ropes holding the cargo probably snapped, causing the load to tilt and bump against your window.
Yes, that's what I figured too. Thinking back, the reason I was so certain that it was tilted exactly 22 degrees was because there was a shipping label on the crate. But let's just assume for a moment that it was. Then, what do you think made it fall to the ground?
It was probably knocked over by that skeleton that startled you. After the cargo hit your window, the crane lifted it back up, but that little creature couldn't hold on and fell off, landing right on the flower pot.
Right. There must be a reason the flower pot fell. If something as large as the cargo had hit it directly, the whole rack would have come crashing down. The fact that one pot was left on the balcony means it had to be something smaller. Looks like we have the same train of thought. That leaves us with just one remaining question. What was that glowing skeleton?
It's pretty clear. The culprit is whatever animal left those glowing little footprints. Since its paws were covered in phosphorescent paint, the skeleton pattern was probably painted on its body or clothes. There's no phosphorescent paint on the drain pipe, so it's likely the little creature hitched a ride on the cargo and was caught in the crane malfunction, which then caused it to slam into the window. Later, while trying to escape, it knocked over the flower pot. But the exact sequence of events isn't really the point. What matters is this. No matter how clever an animal is, it couldn't have dressed itself up like that.
Which means someone deliberately used it to pull a prank on me. That's going too far. Wise, since it left footprints while fleeing, there must be more tracks nearby. If we follow them, we might be able to find whoever or whatever's behind this.
Let's get him.
Look over here. The footprints go up the pillar to the overpass.
Yep. Right up onto the second floor.
Let's follow them and check it out.
How could they?
There's that.
I can't believe someone actually used an animal to pull a prank.
There's the attitude I was expecting. I could not resist taking a look. There's some more tracks.
The footprints stop here. Did it jump off? Let's go down and take a look.
Heart rate of the client increased to 120 BPM. Here is a proverb. A cornered rabbit will bite.
I thought it was cornered fox.
Harry, you're not helping.
Well, I guess a cornered rabbit can definitely get violent too.
Huh? The footprints disappear here.
The footprints are all jumbled here.
Where could it have gone?
There he is.
There it is! Somebody get away!
Hey, stop! Here, run into the truck!
So you were behind yesterday's pranks! The real culprit.
Monato? What?
Yuzuha, visitors.
Coming! What can I get for you? Huh? Oh well. Huh. Guess I got found out after all.
Look at that smug expression. She knows what she did, and she's proud of it.
Miss, based on what you just said, may I assume that you are the owner of this tanuki?
Apparently, given what I've seen. Okay, and random thought. So Alice is clearly stacked, but Yuzuha, while not as perky, is definitely not short on ammunition either under that sweater, as I've already demonstrated. Why am I talking about bust sizes in this video game? Because the developers are very horny, and I appreciate them for that. Gaming is so boring these days that I miss the edge of the 2000s. I was too young to appreciate it back then. Ugh.
His full name is Kamanosuke, but we call him Kama.
Kama? Okay then. I think Kamanosuke's better, but I'll take it. And yeah, they both are rocking. Heck, they're not even rocking the same twin-tailed head hairstyle. They even have the same middle. What do you call? It's not a widow's peak where there's an absence of hair that goes up into a line. No, it's a reverse where there's strands of hair going straight down the middle. And not only is it going straight down the middle, it's even shaped similarly too, with a little squared off, trimmed edges right there on both of them. Except one's a redhead and the other is a blondie. One has green eyes, one has differently colored heterochromia eyes. So, yeah. The developers clearly moved on to a different type for this one. Sort of. Or several types.
What I mean is, he's not just this tanuki. He has a name. And I'm not Kama's owner. We're just partners. Kama is free to do as he pleases.
Apparently a little too much.
Excuse me for being presumptuous.
Alice's assertiveness is gone.
Wait a minute. We came here to confront them, yet somehow it feels like Alice just got completely shut down.
It's all right. Kama just said he doesn't mind.
Talk to animals, do you?
So, honored guests, what brings you to Mystic Wares? Looking for anything in particular? I'm Ukinami Yuzuha. Our family runs a well-known porcelain shop in Phylum Heights. We carry all kinds of goods, and any purchase of a second item comes with a 1% discount. All right. Thank you very much.
Wait, did I see that correctly? We carry all kinds of goods. Own any purchases of a second item comes with a 1% discount. What kind of discount deal is that? Oh man. I mean, I'm tempted to say that's Mr. Krabs' logic, but even Mr. Krabs doesn't do discounts.
No, wait! We're not here to shop! Miss Ukinami, we don't even know each other, and yet last night, you and your partner played a prank on me that caused me a lot of trouble. Huh? That's a bit of a shock. I thought you'd really appreciate Kama's way of returning the favor.
Returning the favor? What?
Returning the favor? Sorry, I don't quite follow what you mean.
Yes. The other autistic me here is also lost.
How could you not understand? You were clearly the ones who started the prank in the first place.
Okay, now I'm quadruple lost. What are you talking about?
Porcelumex previously stated they'd thoroughly investigate the safety hazards and give the people of Wi-Fi Peninsula a proper explanation of the accident. Yet somehow they let an unqualified little girl sneak into a team of so-called experts. That's quite the prank if you ask me.
Hey, if the shoe fits, you're a little girl yourself, Missy. Plus, it wasn't her choosing. She got forced into it. These two are going to be best friends, aren't they? Other than Lucy, of course. I can already smell it.
Yuzuha, saying something like that in front of others might be a bit...
Monato, I've been meaning to say this for a while. You having that face and always talking like a goody two-shoes? What a waste.
Hey, the guy's got a heart of gold. Come on. So, if the footage I've seen for the beach episode was any indication, I have a strong feeling Yuzuha and Alice are going to become very good friends following this little misunderstanding. Hold on a second. Luffy says, first, Alice is OP and I really like her personality so far and her design. Also, the story's quite interesting so far. Good to hear. I was aiming with getting Miyabi and then following up with that Yanagi, and hopefully, if I'm able to, get Alice. After that, I would like to add Yuzuha too, but that depends on how lucky I get with the polychromes and the master tapes, and I've already wasted a giant chunk that I stored up to try and get Miyabi out of the way, only for the game to rob me instead. So, a waste indeed.
Excuse me, may I say something?
So, I mean, if I have to put off one of them for later, fine, but I'm not happy about it. I already passed up Fufu on account of the fact that the game refused to give me Caesar until halfway down the cycle, and I didn't want to waste what I had left on the possibility of it being a fruitless endeavor.
Excuse me, may I say something? Porcelumix brought in the inspection team just for show. Of course, people are going to feel outraged. It's just that, even with so many well-known experts on the investigation team, none dared to defy Porcelumix. So why place all the blame on Miss Timefield alone?
I see. You're saying I'm just picking the easy target?
Yes.
I remember now. I've seen you before. You were that disciple in training. Wise, from Swabian Temple. Didn't expect you'd be more witty than you look.
You'll find he's full of surprises, Miss Yuzuha.
Anyway, after hearing you out, I realized I didn't think the prank through. Sorry about that. It won't happen again.
She took that rather quickly.
I really appreciate you saying that.
Apologize to the little Miss Autistic girl. She's going through a lot. Okay, the game is not saying she is on the spectrum, but the OCD-ness of her character really screams it. And not to mention the fact that she shut down right then and there when her anxiety got a little too much. which I know from very, very personal experience. Like if I run in like especially in social situations where if I end up out of my element and I don't know what to do, it's like, you know, like a light switch shuts off and I retreat. That's what I'm getting out of Alice as a character. She reminds me of me extremely, extremely so. Very similar symptoms. Ugh.
But you don't look so thankful. Are you still so concerned about what happened last night?
Yes.
I really appreciate you saying that. But you don't look so thankful. Are you still so concerned about what happened last night? No, you've misunderstood. I indeed joined the supervisory investigation team. And though there are reasons I can't fully explain, as a descendant of the Timefield family, I won't forgive myself for my mistakes just because you apologized. I only hope you'll take back what you said about me being unqualified. The Timefield family has always upheld strict discipline. Both my grandfather and father were scholars in the ether industry, and I've received a systematic education in hollow and ether studies from an early age under their guidance. Monato, what's with this person? She seems just as weird as you.
How would I know? And for the record, I'm not weird at all.
So from the sound of it, you're pretty confident in your knowledge. Then, do you know what this strange piece of porcelain is?
Okay, it's definitely looks like it was part of something heavy duty. Porcelain shard. Relatively high purity from the looks of it. Used to be part of a large device. Yeah, definitely a big storage unit or an armor piece. I don't know. And it's green and gray, so it gives me military colors of a sort. Or at least modern military, at least.
This looks more like a shard of some kind of device rather than porcelain.
Mm-hmm. It looks like a piece of a casing or a storage box.
Also, was it just my imagination? Or did I suddenly sense an unpleasant aura coming from it? Something similar to the presence of a sacrifice.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's a shard of a large obscura.
Obscura?
Yes, an obscura is a type of experimental reactor vessel made with high-purity porcelain as its outer shell. Due to the unique properties of porcelain, when etheric matter is placed inside obscura, it can slowly come into contact with the air. This allows researchers to observe how ether behaves once it leaves a hollow.
Placed inside obscura. So it is a storage unit of a sort. So I was actually kind of correct. And also, I find it funny how Yuzuha directly went after Alice just because she's a little too petty. Probably gets... I wonder how much... I wonder if there's a story behind that. Probably. Contact the air allows researchers to observe how ether behaves once it leaves a hollow. Yep, so... a storage unit.
Although an obscura is a rather expensive piece of lab equipment, there's nothing strange about it. This shard hasn't been coated with the outer layer yet. It was probably damaged during manufacturing.
Damaged during manufacturing? So there is something wrong with this thing.
See, Monato? I told you my instincts were spot on. Who would have thought we'd figure out what this thing is in such an unexpected way? What a stroke of luck!
Could someone explain what just happened?
We suspect that someone at Porcelumex has been illegally producing high-value porcelain items inside the Hollow. Items not listed in the official registry.
It wasn't on the list. God knows what else they were making. What else they were planning. I just did a Jurassic Park 3 reference in the year of our Lord 2025. I appreciate Jurassic Park 3. I know not a lot of people like it, but I personally think the movie has aged like tulips in comparison to the more recent Jurassic World movies. Spinosaurus aegypticus. That wasn't on Ingen's list because it wasn't on the list. God knows what else they were planning. Yeah, and the Spinosaurus is definitely the scene steal of the movie. And I loved what that movie did with its raptors. Jurassic World, the 2015 one, it was okay. I liked it when it came out. I still kind of do, but it's definitely not aged all that well. And then you have Fallen Kingdom, which seems both half good and half bad in how it tries to juggle some interesting stuff, but fumbles the ball with some very annoying characters and some other shenanigans. And then Dominion, which had the easiest assignment literally on planet Earth and somehow made it a plot about freaking bugs instead. And then Rebirth, which said, fuck all of that. We're going back to the drawing board, even though you already had the path to victory laid right in front of you, and you chose not to do it. You thought the people in charge of Disney Star Wars are bad? Well, hate to say it, but Universal is just as bad at this point. Okay. I got porcelain inside the Hollow. The item's not listed in the official registry. Not to mention the fact that JP3 literally had its script being rewritten constantly, even by the time they were filming. So it's like, poor Joe Johnston had to work with what he had. And also, I love how Steven Spielberg came out and was like, don't reference my movies in your new one. As if he's trying to excuse from the fact that these rebranded Jurassic World movies have become a laughingstock, and is trying to shift blame away. Like, no, Steven, you do not get to shift blame for the faults of the JW films away from you when you've been the executive producer for all of them. They were under your management, Steven. You knew what was happening, Steven. You do not get to pretend you weren't involved in any of them. Man up and take responsibility for these bad films being made. Then again, he also produced the Michael Bay Transformers movies, so yeah, Steven Spielberg has clearly gotten washed up, just like Ridley Scott. He doesn't know what quality control is anymore, clearly. Anyway, I'm rambling.
We suspect that someone at Porcelumex has been illegally producing high-value porcelain items inside the Hollow. Items not listed in the official registry.
I'm autistic, it happens.
Simply put, they publicly claim to be producing low-value products. Workers' wages and even the reported profits are all calculated based on that. But in reality, someone's pocketing the difference for themselves.
Exactly. The Obscura isn't a regular product of the Wi-Fi Peninsula factory, so its appearance here clearly points to shady dealings going on inside the Hollow.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Where did you find the shard?
We found it in a batch of materials delivered to our shop from Siloam Bay. The residents there collect discarded porcelain from the Hollow, and my father uses the scraps to make handicrafts.
Handicrafts? Like Monster Hunter? Oh no. Ugh. Well, I say oh no because, well, wilds. I enjoyed Seragios and Legiacris, but once again, I've kind of dropped the game again. because the game is a real shell of what previous games were.
Let's go, Manito. We're heading to Siloam Bay. If we can trace this shard back to its source, we'll have enough evidence to expose the corruption inside Porcelumex and give them a real scandal to deal with.
And for those who don't know why I brought up why it reminded me of Monster Hunter, is because handicraft is a skill that allows weapons to have their sharpened level raised up by a smidge. So that's where I'm used to seeing the word mostly. So a little bit of context there.
Wait a moment. Are you sure it's okay to just say your whole plan out loud like that?
Yeah, especially when Alice is right there.
It's fine. You're a scaredy cat. No way you'd snitch to Porcelumex. Wait, you wouldn't, right?
She did think 2 steps ahead with that possibility.
Of course not. But not because I'm afraid. As a descendant of the Timefield family, I would never stoop to something so dishonorable. Wise, it seems you still have some questions for Miss Ukinami regarding the Obscura. Apologies, but given my current position, I'm afraid it wouldn't be appropriate for me to hear any further details. So please excuse me for now. Thank you for helping resolve the issue. I'll have the payment for the commission sent over promptly.
Again, polychromes. I'm swimming in Denny's. I don't need them. Or master tapes, even better. Or, fuck, just give me your services anyway right away so I don't have to gamble for them. Whichever works. Soon after, Alice leaves.
You didn't leave with that fancy girl. Do you have something to ask us?
Yes.
Can I come with you to Siloam Bay for the investigation? I'm curious about the origin of that shard. Besides, I can help if you're heading into the Hollow.
No problem. You're more than welcome to join us. Wow, today's our lucky day! Not only did we find a lead, but we even had a proxy who's an expert at handling miasma just show up at our door!
Don't lay it on too thick, Yuzuha. You don't want to scare Wise away. Still, we have no reason to turn down the proxy's help. So, we'll be counting on you from now on.
Remember what I said earlier about them moving on from characters with black and red hair? Well, I spoke too soon because I completely forgot that is Monato's hair color too. Go figure, right?
Monato, if your tail wasn't wagging like an electric fan right now, I'd give you a perfect score for how mature you acted.
Wise, sorry, I didn't get to say hi earlier. It's hard to get a word in when Yuzuha's around. What the heck, Minato? That's so mean. You two seem pretty familiar with each other. Well, I mean, yeah, we saw them. We did see Yuzuha with him at, want to say, once. I know it was definitely once. I can't remember if there was a second time where it happened. I want to say there was a second time it happened. I could be wrong. But, yeah. She was there. We saw her once. We're classmates, though we've got a ton of students from Waifei Peninsula. Standout characters like Minato are pretty rare, and those who are both eye-catching and genuinely... And those who are both eye-catching and genuinely nice people are even rarer. Yeah, so he's basically a big old punk vigilante. Or at least has a bit of a vigilante good boy mindset. And then you have this chick who's a bit of a prankster. So that's why you decided to investigate the Obscura. Don't just go along with what she says. Actually, Yuzuha was the one who wanted to investigate, but I also think we can't let Porcelumex get away with just a slap on the wrist. Yeah, he's big on the whole keeping them in line, too. I remember when we first met him, how he was shit-talking Paolo and nearly wanted to squish Wise into pulp until we straightened him out and we were like, no, we're good guys, don't hurt us. Anyway, let's head to Siloam Bay and ask around. Speaking of Siloam Bay, what kind of place is it? It's an area near the shore below Phylum Heights. In the past, Lumite ore mined from the hollow was washed there first. Now quite a few residents have moved in. The elevator at Swabian Temple's entrance goes straight to Siloam. Should have been fixed last week. Oh, so new location. I think I've seen the repair notice before. Let's go check it out. Prank perpetrator. Okay, what's going on over here with Mrs. Reed?
A good meal always makes for a good start.
I could buy some of these later, I guess. It's gonna get refreshed anyway. Seaside real estate. Oh, that's the elevator they were talking about. I thought it was just a generic trolley station. Nope. It is to a new area. They're expanding it. Makes sense because notice how over here before we still had an empty block for the location choosing. So this is probably where Siloam Bay is probably going to be the new location that hasn't unlocked yet. Not to mention, I had a feeling a new location was gonna come up because there's this guy who wants us to get stuff that's locked in chests in another, which can only be done by accessing new areas, just like it did the first time with Chapter 1. So it makes sense that they would say, oh yeah, new location, right there. I mean, Season 1 did that plenty of times, so it only makes sense for Season 2 to do it as well.
The elevator's still out of service, but I heard the repairs were already finished.
Yeah, that's what I was told too.
Sorry for the inconvenience. Though the repairs have been completed, some facilities and services, like the Wi-Fi cable car, have recently been suspended due to safety concerns.
Of course. What broke this time? Who sabotaged what this time?
Safety concerns? What exactly do you mean?
I also noticed that Isolde has another facial birthmark, not just under the front side of her, the inner side of her, front of her face, on the inner corner of the left eye, but also another one on the bottom side of her right cheek. She's got just as many moles on her face as Nicole does on her body.
Sorry. I don't know much about the specifics since the Wi-Fi cable car is operated under Porcelumex. You can contact their service hotline. Customer support will be able to provide you with more detailed information.
Then, is there another way to get to Siloam Bay?
As far as I know, there aren't any other routes available at the moment.
Secret stairwell, maybe? Behind the temple, maybe?
What a shame. I heard Siloam Bay is on the seaside, and the scenery at sunset is supposed to be stunning.
If it's a seaside view you're after, you could take the cable car to Lemnian Island. It offers a close view of the hollow, and since Porcelumex has staff stationed there, it's fairly safe.
Lemnian Island, Lemnian Hollow, of course. It makes sense they would share a name, or then have the name be originating from a certain locale.
Are you saying the edge of the hollow is somehow safer than a seaside residential area?
Fake.
No. That's not what I meant.
Oh.
I'm not trying to be difficult. Since I can't get to Siloam Bay, I suppose I'll just wander around the area for a while.
So Isolde does have a bit of a funny bone in her, does she? I feel bad for the poor worker. She didn't get the joke.
Thank you so much for your understanding.
All's well ends well. On the other side...
Looks like the elevator's still out of service.
Siloam Bay is home to many who were left homeless after the fall of the old capital. Their living conditions aren't great, and they handle most of the hardest and most dangerous jobs in the Hollow. If the inspection team were to catch wind of something sensitive from the locals there, it'd be a real headache for poor Salumex. So they went ahead and blocked the road entirely.
So the out-of-service excuse is just that, a very convenient excuse.
There must be other ways to get to Siloam Bay, right? After all, the elevator wasn't always here.
I'm telling you, stairwell hidden by the temple. I've played enough horror and fantasy games to know that is a thing they do.
Exactly. That whole no other route nonsense is just something poor Salumex tells outsiders to fool them.
You can go around the mountain by taking the upper highway, and then head down from the other side. It'll just take a little longer.
I like my hidden stairwell idea better, thank you very much.
It'll just take a little longer. Easy for you to say. We're not all made of pure muscle like you.
Lucky for us, I have a car parked right back near the road.
I guess I could probably carry both of you together.
Don't you have a motorcycle too, by the way?
Whoa, don't take it so literally. I was just complaining a little.
Wait, let me look at the road. What he said. Taking the upper highway and then head down from the other side, just a little walker. Okay, yeah, you could still drive there, and then park and walk down.
But knowing how thorough that Damien from Poor Salumex is, they might have even secured the mountain paths to keep people away from Siloam Bay.
Fuck it, we'll just have to beat him up then.
Good point. Yuzuha and I will go check things out first, Wise. Let's meet up later at the mountain highway.
Like Fleekazoid said in his Schedule 1 review, do you have a gun? You know, what does a 1911 have? 7 bullets. That's 7 bullets to provide you with enough reasons to bust you out of the jam. Try speeding down the side of the highway to hell, you fuck. Oh, I love Fleekazoid. And that Schedule 1 review, man, so freaking hilarious. And the reactions to it, even more hilarious. Freaking Foofy, a polar bear VTuber, that was her first reaction to Fleekazoid, the Schedule 1 video, and she started screaming at her chat, "What the hell did you make me watch?" And the cooking mama joke also made her burst out laughing too, because that was like her favorite game growing up. And Fleekazoid compared Schedule 1 to Cooking Mama, so yeah. Anyway, shortly after Yuzuha and Minato leave, you return to Swabian Temple with the Obscura Shard and briefly tell Belle what happened that morning. And there's Eos. Hey buddy, been a while. How's it going, Belle? I can sense some etheric matter, but I can't tell if it's a sacrifice or not. Hate to admit it, but I guess my perception isn't quite on your level. I barely even use perception techniques Shifu taught me. Well, we gotta take you with us sometime then. Get some more practice. But I agree with you, all this thing's super suspicious. We should definitely look into it properly. Wise, I'll come with you to Silum Bay using Eos. I might be able to help. Alright, let's go together. After tidying up a bit, you set out with Eos.
I wonder how things are going with Minato and Yuzuha. Let's go check.
My rendezvous, they says. Do I get any polychromes? Ah, not enough. Not enough at all. Ugh. And I only have 6 tapes. This sucks. This royally freaking sucks. I could have gotten Miyabi, but no. I ended up getting gypped with Soldier 11 instead. It sucks. Sucks, I say. I have no idea where any of these came from. Okay, so they want me to go over there. All the way back to the highway. Where my car is. That must be Silum Bay down there. I did not notice this before. It's literally on the very bottom of the of the cliff. Sheesh. So what? There's a roundabout path in the mountain, I guess. It's hard to tell, but we'll see when we get there, I suppose. Well, I'm done for now. It's 9:40. We've done a good chunk of game. About 2 hours worth. I'm kind of tired now, and I'd rather not push it more than I need to. So, yeah. Quite the introduction. No combat yet. It was mostly just character banter and such, and some light investigating, but we met Alice, who I did not expect us to meet first because, well, Yuzuha was first on the banner list, not Alice, so that kind of caught me by surprise. And then we got the whole little ghost busting done by finding the Tanuki Kama, who is his name, Kamanosuke, if I'm for the full name, and that he works, and that is his name, and that he is in fact partnered with Yuzuha, and also she is a classmate / friend of Minato. So we're getting another faction involved. We already had our big introduction with to Wi-Fi with Swabian, with the Swabian gang, you know, Yixuan, Pan, Fufu, and now we have a new cast of character, a new gang composed of Minato, Yuzuha, and I'm going to assume Alice will be part of them. They seem to be pairing them quite heavily, so I can only assume so. I mean, the girl clearly doesn't have much friends, if we're being honest, and is clearly a sheltered, high-functioning case on the spectrum. So, loving Alice and Yuzuha so far. Yeah, I can't wait to eventually see how Alice plays. I'm kind of... I did say earlier I'm conflicted on Yuzuha, though, because her character playstyle does feel stiff. So I'm still trying to figure that character out, but I can't wait to see how the blondie plays as opposed to the redhead. So anyway, that'll do it for now. We've met our second batch of characters for the season, and I look forward to seeing how they work. And of course, Minato, who of course seems to be a recurring character for this as well. And if what I've seen is any indication, he is more than likely going to be playable soon enough. So, and also with the great sword. So I'm looking forward to that and how he ends up. So when I come back, hopefully tomorrow, we will check out what's going on at Silum Bay down over here. So can't wait to see that. Hopefully I'll actually get lucky or luckier and get Miyabi, because I got robbed in trying to get her earlier, despite saving up 3,000 polychromes. Freaking, I wish this game wasn't a gacha. It's too good to be a gacha. It really is too good for this. So anyway, I'm gonna cut it off right here. Maybe I'll go check out the stuff at the HIA, because it doesn't look like it's very story-centric anyway. Maybe I'll get something out of it. So anyway, thank you, Luffy, for stopping by. And to anyone else who watched as well, I'm gonna go take a rest and hopefully be back tomorrow with the next chunk of Season 2 content. So thank y'all for watching. Good night.